What's going on, people? Welcome back to another edition of the Bad Podcast. Me, my brother Brad, the bad man.
Yeah.
Had to play that one off a little bit. Man, listen, B, what we talking about today?
We are going to talk about using adversity to our advantage. I got a quote here from the GOAT, number 23, MJ himself. All right. Obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb over, go through, or work around it. Let's do this, baby.
I love it, man. Shout out to MJ. Let's get it.
Hey, good job, guys. Good job. Mental battles. Mental battles.
Hey, man. E2M for life, baby. What it look like, what it be like. Welcome back, man. Super excited to bring you another edition of the Bad Podcast, man. And Brad, man, after meetups, bro, it's a little different, man. When people come up and say, I listen to the Bad Podcast, like I
Yeah.
listen, like it. I don't know what to say, man. Like I'm so
Yeah.
grateful people are listening, man. It's super humbling, man. I know you experienced that as well. Talk about that a little
Yeah.
bit before we jump in.
Man, just feeling blessed because, like you're saying, you don't expect, hundreds of people watching these podcasts. At least I don't. And when you go to this meetup and 10, 15, 20 people come up to you and say, "Hey, man, you like saved my life," or "You got me off the couch and got me engaged." And just that's very humbling to hear. And it's just very satisfying to hear. And it's a real blast, man. I'm just incredibly thankful on a daily basis to be able to provide this content for free and spit as much gold nuggets as we can.
Yeah, man, and it's just an amazing feeling. Like you said, I remember, us just kind of spitballing the idea,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
not knowing, that thousands of downloads later, because we're on that level. People are being affected, man. So, I want to read one comment under last week's episode. It says, "This is H. Linda Bergen 1540. Sorry if I butchered that, but you just made that comment. And it said, I love hearing your Do You Know, Dwayne. Gives me hope for my 3-year-old who is a master climber, escape artist, adventurer ever since he was wee little. If he could turn out to accomplish what you do with his character, tenacity, ambition, and love for Jesus, I'm thrilled. I love that.
I love it, man. That's incredible. That's incredible.
I'm humbled, and definitely, if he's anything like me, it's a rocky road to get here. So be prepared. Be prepared, man. So thank you guys for your comments. Well, we're super, super humble to hear it. We definitely want to encourage you to do it and leave comments. So, all right, B, let's get into this topic, man. Or I don't know if you know, but like I am a huge Michael Jordan fan. Like I am the '90s kid.
Yep.
I had the wristband on the forearm. I used to watch Come Fly With Me like every day. Michael Jordan playground. All the things, bro. Like I that's my guy. So
Yeah.
and it's weird though, this is off topic, but it's weird, Last Dance, like I was like all over that, bro. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I couldn't get it. I think I watched it like 10 times, like after it came out on Netflix, like it was just something about his mindset, man, and his drive and I mean sometimes to the detriment of relationships,
Yeah. 100. Yep.
yeah, man. So give us the quote one more time, man. Let's chop this thing up.
Yeah. So obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, how to go through it, or how to go around it. And that's how Michael approached everything in his life, whether it be basketball, golf, gambling, whatever it may be, man. He was going through that wall somehow, some way. And he sort of put Chicago back on the map. I mean, the Chicago Bears were good in the mid '80s, but then I mean, the Chicago Bulls mean, they were the laughing stock of the league, and he put Chicago back on the map. Not only the Chicago Bulls, the city of Chicago, because the entire world started representing that red, white, and black, baby,
Yeah,
including yours truly. I was
me
right there
too.
with you, Dwayne, man.
Yeah,
I was
man.
right there with you. Yeah.
That's
Yep.
so crazy to think
Yep.
about because I ain't even think about it in that aspect.
Mhm.
Usually you go with the local team,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yep.
but bruh, like I was
Mm.
and I always tell people later, like I wasn't a Chicago Bulls fan. I was a Michael Jordan fan.
Yeah, 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 no doubt, man.
You
I was
know?
big on Denny too. I love Scotty. Like I just remember watching the core three there, and just falling in love with basketball just because of those three guys. And I'm not a basketball guy.
Mhm.
I was just asked today, hey, Mr. Barmore, because I talked to this little girl. I mean, she's not a little girl anymore. She's a high schooler, but she asks me every day a question, Mr. Barmore, who's your favorite NBA team? I said I'd have to go with the Bulls. I don't like the NBA. I don't like basketball a whole lot anymore. But if I were to go with a squad, I'm a Bulls fan. I love the red, white, and black, and I couldn't name a player on the Bulls. I know Derrick Rose played for the Bulls at some point.
Shout out to my man Kobe White. Kobe White is from Goldsboro, North Carolina, which
Okay,
is about 30-40 minutes from my parents' house. He went to Chapel Hill. I'm a Tar Heel guy. Went to
yeah,
Chapel Hill, and he plays for Chicago Bulls. That's the
yeah.
only player I know on that team. But shout out to Kobe.
Shout out. All right, hey, I'm a Kobe fan. I'm a Kobe fan because he's a
Kobe
Bulls.
White,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah, yeah. I love it. But you talk about Michael, and you talk about this quote, and this kind of relates to what I had to talk about today, because yesterday I was at the gym. This woman approaches me. She's an E2M client, and she says, "Brad, 4.67," and I'm like, What's 4.67? What's that mean?" She says, "I just ran 4.67 miles." I'm like, "Oh, that's wonderful. What was your goal?" She says, "My goal was to run." She said, "2 years ago, my doctor promised me I would never get on a treadmill. I would never run on a road again." 4.67. So today, on both of my live workouts, I did a spin class this morning. Yes, we offer spin. I did a 20-minute burn. Yes, we offer burns. Okay, so we did both messages today were based around 4.67. Now I want to burn that into your mind. When you're told something, okay, when you're told yourself, when you're told you can't do something, how many times have you been told you can't do something, Dwayne? Mm,
Oh,
mm.
that's my favorite phrase, bro.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. And you
so
know what?
honest.
Yeah. Okay. And I want to burn this number into the back of our minds. 4.67. When somebody tells you you can't do something, just say, "Watch me." All right.
Mm,
Because we have a distorted way of looking at things. We have a distorted way of listening to people telling us we can't do something, and we believe it. By
mm,
golly,
mm.
how dare we? How dare we believe that? We believe it instead of trying to convince ourselves that maybe I can. Maybe I can. You
Yo,
know?
so that's so real, man. That in my world that I live in, saying I can't do something is the ultimate fuel. Like sometimes I wish
Yeah.
people would say it. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Like
Yes.
my wife, when she first started the journey, a couple of her friends were like, man, they call her Dre, like, Dre, you can't keep that up. I was like, man, I wish
Mhm.
they would tell me that. Like,
Yeah. Right. Right. Right.
I know I'm
Yeah.
gonna crush it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
fuel.
Yeah.
But it actually takes me that phrase takes me to another goat, man. The Mamba used to say he used to pick
Mhm.
out people in the crowd and then
Yeah.
make up stories in his mind that they
Yeah.
don't like him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like saying he can't do like that's a whole nother level, man. Like,
Sure.
you gotta find it.
Yeah.
But I love the fact, well, first of all, shout out to the lady that
Yeah.
did this 4.67. That's so fire. Like
Yeah.
just hearing that message, just it inspires me a whole lot because like you mentioned, so many people say you can't do things, man.
Mhm.
I can think of quite a few, and it's funny. It always comes from family,
A lot of times, man. A lot of times. Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of times it comes from family, man. A lot of times, family, because I mean, and it goes from familiarity because they know you, whatever they think,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
and then they think they're looking out for you when they
Yeah.
sell you short. They think
Mhm.
like, I don't want you to get
Yeah.
your feelings hurt, whatever,
Sure.
whatever. I don't want you to
Yeah.
fail or whatever, whatever. And it reminds me of a Jay-Z interview, and the guy was talking to Jay-Z and he's like, I told my uncle, I was gonna sell you a million records. And so my uncle laughed, like, yeah, right. Like, you never sold a million records, and he said, I sold a million records a million times,
Right, right.
like,
My, look where Jay-Z is today.
right, exactly. And he kind of ended it with, you can't let other people's fears, you can't adapt or adopt other people's fears, man. You have to move on your own accord, man, and tackle that, knock through that wall, man, knock through that barrier that they're trying to set up for you, man. You can't do that.
Yeah, Michael did that same thing. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you remember, but Michael did that same thing. I think it was the Utah Jazz. He was at dinner or
I
something like
remember.
that.
Yes.
And the other coach
No.
walked by him, right?
Supersonics.
Yeah,
Yes.
and somebody walked by him and they didn't say hi, okay? And Michael said, "Okay, that's enough for me. That's enough." And he would create these stories in his minds. And I think on a smaller scale, we have to do the same because we are so controlled by external words and external advice and external doubt that we don't take a second just to, make up a story in our minds to keep us going, keep us progressing. I mean, I love hearing that because sometimes I used to do that, like, playing in the Gus Macker on a totally smaller scale. I'd go up against an opponent and say, you know what? I think this guy said something about me. I think he did say something about me. I'm going to convince myself right now to take it to this guy. All right, it's you versus me, baby. It's you versus me.
Shaq did that with David Robinson. Like, he had this whole story about how David Robinson wouldn't sign his autograph, and he told everybody that, and then kind of find out it wasn't true. Like, it's something he fabricated, because he would when he played David Robinson, because that was his hero growing up, he had to change his mindset. When he played him, he would, like, really go hard because the story that he made up, man. And something I go through, and I'm sure you do too, because we find out we're similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Because of the victories we've had, we don't get as much opposition. You know what I mean? Like, people don't say we can't do stuff as often because of what we've done so far. And so I like what you're saying about starting to create that thing to build the fire back up. Like, I think I'm gonna start applying that. So if I look at somebody in the gym, it's not personal. I just made up a story.
All right, you said that. That's enough for me.
Let's do it.
So my dad is my biggest fan. He is my absolute biggest fan, but he's also my biggest critic. And a lot of times I'll tell him that I'm doing this massive thing. I've told him over the years, I'm running a half marathon. I'm doing a marathon. I'm doing an Ironman. I'm going to do this and that and the other. And every time I tell him, he kind of smirks and laughs and say, "Hey, maybe try half of that." Dad, I know I can do half of that. I know I can do half of that. So why wouldn't I test my limit? Why wouldn't I get that to that line of limit that we talk about all the time and try to push that a little bit? Because that's the only way to get life's true experience, right? The full package, you max out. That's the only way to do it is to get to that line of limit and defy all odds. Maybe my dad doesn't think I can do that, but if I truly believe in myself, okay, that's going to be progressing me in the right direction.
Yeah, no, legit, man. Dads are good at that, man. They're good at
they protect us.
Yeah, they're good at celebrating us and putting doubt in our heads.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
But no, similar, man. My it's funny. Like, I think because my pops see me like start to do a lot of stuff that I was talking about years ago, he's starting to see it come around. It's a little different when I tell him something now, and it's it's like, oh, okay, like like I've convinced him now, like but I think it's really important, man. For our listeners, man, just to understand that everybody approaches against adversity different. We understand that. What we're trying to do is help you change your mindset to when you hear those words, even if it's coming from you. When it's an internal you saying you can't do because of, or whatever, even when that's the case, you can pretty much, I mean, psych yourself out. Like I said, you can come up with your own story. You can take it out of your mind and put it on something else. Put it on somebody else. That person that worked that side eye you, man. You can make that your motivation. And I see it apply, B, whenever, like, just on an everyday when it comes to like eating on the meal plan. when you can say like if the Snickers on somebody's desk, like, yeah, I knew you was gonna take that Snickers. Like, you know what? I'm not, like
Yeah, right. Create that story. Yep,
exactly,
Yep.
man. So there's so many ways to apply it.
Mhm.
When it comes to just on a daily, man, not just in fitness.
Yeah. So like I'm gonna provide what I do, one of these tools that I can provide to you. So when I am experiencing something like the Snickers bar, something that's presented to me that might it will provide some temporary satisfaction. I'm gonna be satisfied for 5 minutes. I don't know, 2 minutes. I press smash that thing right down, and you get 30 seconds of satisfaction. Now you feel
Yep.
good in that moment, right? So when I'm presented these moments, these situations in life, what I say to myself is, I got it. All right.
Mm,
I'm telling life, I'm telling adversity, I'm telling opposition, I got it. Guess
mhm,
what? That is me accepting that challenge. That is me confirming that I know that will give me some sort of satisfaction. I'm ready for that challenge. I'm
mm,
prepared for that challenge. Okay, a
mhm,
lot of us will take challenge like that, the Snickers bar, and we will allow it to engulf us. We'll allow it to
mhm,
swallow us.
mhm.
And once that happens, it is so extremely hard to get out of that.
Yeah.
Okay. We
Yeah.
absolutely can, but once you are consumed, once you're engulfed, once you're swallowed, it's very difficult to get out. And Jeff was talking about creating habits. Okay,
Yep.
it's very difficult to create a good habit. It's very easy to create a bad habit
Sure.
because you have that Snickers bar. It feels good in the moment. You regret it 20 minutes later, but
Yep.
then the second day you have two Snickers bars because you want that temporary satisfaction twice. And
Mm,
it's easy to create a bad habit than it is to create a good habit. But just allowing yourself that acceptance of challenge. I
mhm,
got it. I
mhm,
want it. Like you were saying, I want it. Tell
mhm,
me I can't do something. Watch
mhm,
me.
mhm. Yes,
Man.
sir. No,
Yeah.
that's it right there, man. That's it. So
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me, just to clarify, it's Reese's for me. So anybody,
Right.
he says Snicker, it's the Snicker guy. I'm a Reese's guy.
I'm
Just
Reese's too all day. All
oh yeah,
day.
man. But no, so and you brought up a great point, and actually, Jeff actually quoted this one time with it was a Michael Jordan thing where he's saying like once you quit one time or
Yeah.
once you give up one time or once you fall in one
Hmm.
time, it makes
Hmm.
it that much easier to do it the
Hmm.
next time.
Yeah.
And I
Hmm.
think about, like you just mentioned with those food temptations, you know, couple seconds, man. If it's a Reese's, it might be 20 seconds, maybe. You know what I mean? Like two,
Yeah.
two at the same time, stacking. Like
Hmm.
I'm
Oh,
crazy.
done deal. Done deal, baby.
But
Yeah.
like you said, man, you regret it immediately.
Hmm.
You regret
Hmm.
it. And so for those who don't know, in the E2M private page, we actually do Friday night lives where I get on a thing like this and I interview clients similar to this kind of platform. And one of our clients, Meredith, shout out to Meredith, she said something one night, man, that really hit, man. She was like, the satisfaction of not giving in feels way better than the
Yeah.
temporary satisfaction of giving in to food
Hmm.
temptation. And
Yeah.
that was huge. I mean, I knew,
Yeah.
so it makes sense. But when she said it, it was
Hmm.
just like boom, like
Yeah.
you gain so much more when you're
Hmm.
able to, you know, show that resistance, when
Hmm.
you're able to bust through that wall, when you're able
Yeah.
to cross over that finish line, when you're able to, you actually
Hmm.
you gain so much more
Yeah.
than that temporary sit down on the couch or
Hmm.
grab those Reese's or whatever, man.
Yeah.
It's just and it's a great
Yeah.
feeling, but
Yeah.
you have to get out of that right now satisfaction for
Sure.
that grander satisfaction later.
Yeah. Well, we're all in this box, Dwayne. We're all in our own individual box, and it's hard when we're in the box to see the grander scheme of things. It's hard to see, what we want to become and who we want to become. And you talk about Meredith and what she was saying. In that moment, yeah, it feels good to have that Reese's. It feels good to have that Snickers bar. But outside of that box, upon the horizon, we want that. We want that shining bright, like a diamond feeling. And
Yeah.
the only way we're going to get that feeling is by avoiding those temporary satisfactions today. Now, I want to say something. Our brains are developed to protect us, right? So we're going to kind of relate this to this whole Snickers Reese's thing. You stick your hand in the fire. Okay, what does your brain tell you to do? don't do it again. Okay, but your brain's going to also tell you, hey, running's hard, don't run. Doing resistance training is hard, don't do resistance training. Now our brain is designed to keep us safe, it's designed to keep us comfortable, right? We need to break down that wall. We're talking about walls with Michael Jordan. We need to get to that wall. Our brain telling us we shouldn't do these things because that's resistance, that's adversity, that's opposition. Bust through that wall. Okay, that's the only time that you want to really fight your brain and fight that mindset of keeping yourself safe. Man, get a little bit of vulnerability. Cut that safety net. Okay, that's what you got, man. If you want to live life, cut that safety net. Cut it out, baby.
That's right, baby. That's right. No, that's so good, man. That's an aspect that's not talked about a lot, man. How your brain is the one, that's trying to stop you because it's uncomfortable. It is very uncomfortable. I remember I was thinking just yesterday when I was on the bike, man, and just pedaling away and turning up the resistance, and my legs getting tired, and I was like, man, this sucks. It's uncomfortable, and the brain is like, yeah, why are you doing this?
Yeah, exactly. Stop. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's fire, man. That's fire.
Yeah.
So B,
Hey,
man, go ahead.
I got one thing, baby. I got one thing. Okay. Listen to me. If you're in need of some kind of pick me up, if you're in need of some kind of inspiration, motivation, all right, I'm going to end with this comeback story. Everybody loves a comeback story. Today, we start writing your comeback story, and it's going to be one for the ages.
That's right, baby. That's right. Comeback story. I love it. All right, B, it's on you this week. Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Do you know?
Hey,
right,
baby.
What is it?
Do you know? All right. Do you know I have two siblings? I got a younger sister. She's about a year and a half, just a little less than a year and a half younger than me. Her name's Carrie. All right. Some of the E2M family knows my sister Carrie. She's gonna she'll be in and out of the meetups and doing some bigger things there. And then I got my brother Brian. He's a handful of years younger than me, 5 years younger than me, 4.5, 5 years younger than me. He is, we've talked about it on this podcast before. He has been sort of that beacon, that light that I have followed. And as much as he is younger than me, he's somebody that I've always looked up to. Just because he's never been afraid of chasing those things that a lot of us fear. I mean, he's hiked from Mexico to Canada. He's been to Africa. He's done the Inca Trail down in South America. He's done marathons. He's done half marathons. He's going to sign up for a 100-mile run here in probably within the next year. He's just kind of just showing our family that just because something has been a stigma, just because something has always been difficult to our family or the way we look at things, he's defied all of that and just got himself out there, got himself a little vulnerable, and really paved the way for me and the rest of my family. So shout out to my siblings, Carrie and Brian. Love you guys.
Nice. Brian gets the shout out a lot because he's always doing something crazy.
Yes, he is, man.
I love it, man. I love it. Good deal. Well, listen, B, this was fun. This was good. Always good to get behind the microphone and talk to you guys. So this is Monday, and I just want to let you know, if you're watching this, you're on YouTube, just find this podcast with these two handsome fellas on here, man. We actually have E2M signups this Thursday.
Let's go.
If you're an E2M member, share this video, man, and let people know that we offer content like this. You can get Brad, just live and in person for workouts and tread and bike and quick hit cardio burns. All of those things are offered on top of a whole lot of other things. Like we have chefs, we have mental health coaches. We have so much, and then we have an amazing community. If you want to know how amazing our community is, all you gotta do is look down in the comment section. And I want all my E2Mers to put in the comment section, "We're here, baby. We're here."
We're here.
Yeah, we're here. This beautiful community. So look down, look at all those beautiful people that are part of this amazing program, and we would love for you to join this amazing family, man. We treat each other like family, and we got nothing but love for you. So make sure you go to E2MFitness.com. And I wouldn't do my justice if I didn't put it on here. Let me be
get it up
for the boss man. Be like, what y'all even out here doing? You know? What are y'all out here doing? All right, there we go. E2MFitness.com. Make sure you go there. You can go there now. It's Monday. You can go there now. You can sign up for the email reminder as well as the text message reminder. E2MFitness.com will get you all the information that you need to know about the program. We would love to work with you. We would love to be your change, man. Brad talked about the comeback story. Your comeback story can start with E2M Fitness, man. So, all right, y'all have a good one. Till next time, we are out of here.
Later, guys.